right, so you're thinking about moving to Florida, but you really don't know what to expect. Well, in this video, we're going to break down 5 things you need to know if you're making this move. And that's coming up right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to Living in Port St Lucie, Florida. My name is Mark.
I'm Zach.
And this channel is all about helping you get to know the Treasure Coast of Florida, where you need to be for you and your family to be absolutely as happy as possible. And today, it's a little bit more general. We're going to be talking about 5 things you must know when moving to Florida. Now, these will be some general things. Maybe they'll be very obvious to some of you, but you know, if you're making a move, especially from another state, obviously there's a lot of research you want to do, and these are 5 things that you absolutely have to know before making the move. Let's get right into it. All right, so before we get into it, as always, we want you to reach out to us if you have any questions, if you're looking to purchase a home anywhere on the Treasure Coast, if you have basically any real estate needs, we are your go-to team. You can book a Zoom call with us directly using the link in the description below. You can call us, you can text us, you can email us, whatever you want to do. We would love to hear from you. All right, so let's get into it. Our top 5 things you must know before moving to Florida.
Okay, so on our list of things you need to know before moving to Florida, number 5, you need to own a car. There is not a whole lot of public transportation here on the Treasure Coast. Thank God for Uber, but you know, that's not always available, you know, time constraints, things like that. I think that owning a car, I know that owning a car is important. You should definitely have a car if you're going to move to Florida.
There's no heavy rail. We're not in New York. You know, there's really no heavy rail.
There's not.
Coast,
no,
right? So
no.
Bus systems, right? You can use
bus
the buses
system. Yeah, your buses, taxis, and Uber. You know, that's your options.
So, and most people moving here do probably own a car, but just in case you're thinking, oh, you know, maybe it's like Miami, which you know does have a little bit of heavy rail.
It does. Yeah.
It's not going to happen in most areas of Florida.
No, it's not. So coming in at number 4, hurricanes. Hurricane prep, shutters, which can be a pain. That is definitely something that you're going to have to prepare for in Florida, especially South Florida.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's just part of the lifestyle, right? So the materials that your house is built with, and really like your system, right? Like you need to have a plan in place if that warning comes in and you have to get the family out of the area.
You definitely do. You know, a lot of Floridians, unless it's a category 4 or higher, they don't evacuate. We hunker down is what we call it. And you have some options as far as like impact windows go, concrete block construction versus frame construction, mm-hmm. maybe a metal roof rather than a shingle roof. Mm-hmm. So there's some options to get you ready for a hurricane. But if you don't have those things, you know, shutters are an option. Some people have to put up plywood. Mm-hmm. So, you know, there's a lot that can go into it, and it can be nerve-wracking when you have a storm on its way.
And there's some insurance implications for being in a place where hurricanes happen so often.
Yeah, you definitely want to have, you know, wind hurricane liability insurance. Sometimes you may need to carry flood insurance if you're in a flood zone.
Right.
Sometimes people do it just to be safe.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot to think about as far as storms and hurricanes go.
Yeah, I mean it's a gorgeous place to live. You're usually in most areas very close to the water, but you're also dealing with some natural disasters.
So coming in at number 3 on our list is wildlife. Lots of wildlife in Florida. Yeah. Some native species and some are not. They're invasive species. So here in Florida, a big concern is alligators, as there should be. You know, they're dangerous. So we always say don't feed alligators. Stay away. If you see one, report it to FWC, which is Florida Wildlife Control.
Mosquitoes are crazy down here.
Mosquitoes are crazy, especially in the summertime. Anytime you're around like still non-moving water, mosquitoes like to breed, and they can be a serious problem.
Yeah, lots of lizards. Really pretty harmless though.
Lizards are, although we have some invasive lizards that have been showing up over the past couple years. These, I don't even know the name of some of them, but I mean iguana-sized lizards, you know, in your yard. So,
something to be aware of. Snakes to be on the lookout for.
Snakes, yeah. You know, most of them are harmless, but you do have poisonous snakes. mostly being cottonmouths, coral snakes, or rattlesnakes.
Right, so listen, it's the Southeast. If you're expecting, no bugs, less wildlife, you might need to go to the Pacific Northwest. I think most people understand in the Southeast, because of the humid climate, you're going to have, a lot of significant wildlife, and, we're in Florida, so there are a lot of gators.
Absolutely. I mean, we're 2 hours away from the Everglades.
Right.
That's their natural habitat.
Right.
And coming in at number 2 on our list is seniors. We love them. They could be our grandparents. We love our seniors. But this is a retirement state. A lot of people come here to retire. So you may have, some traffic delays or holdups, and there might be an elderly person driving, 30 miles an hour in front of you. But it's something that you should know, coming to Florida, and maybe you are a retiree and you want to come here. It's a great place.
Right. If you are a senior, this is one of the best places that you could move to. Some tax benefits for seniors as well.
Tax benefits for seniors, yep, absolutely. And a lot of 55 and older retirement communities, golf communities, a lot of things that cater towards retirees and what they like to do.
Yeah, there have to be more 55 plus communities in Florida on the Treasure Coast than most other states, I would imagine.
I'm willing to bet.
Yeah. So a lot of options and a lot of golf.
Yes, lots of golf. If you like to golf, come to Florida. This is your place.
Awesome.
And number 1 on our list of 5 things to know moving to Florida is tourists. This is a big tourist destination. We have Disney World here in Florida, in Orlando. A lot of tourists come to Florida, as well as to visit our beaches, to golf at some of the nicest golf courses in the country, or just to enjoy the weather. Club Med, that's another place. In Port St Lucie, great vacation destination. So being that Florida is a hot destination for tourists, they come seasonally, and we feel the traffic. So that's another thing you should know. During season, which usually runs from January to Easter, traffic can be a mess. Getting into a restaurant can be difficult. So, these are all things just to consider when moving to Florida.
Yeah, it's the good and the bad, right? We love tourists because they contribute significantly to our economy, create jobs, but they contribute to traffic, not always the best drivers. So it's a pro and con.
It is. Yep, for sure.
All right, so there you have it. 5 things you need to know if you're going to be moving to Florida. Hopefully that provided you some insight, just got you prepared on your journey to getting here. And if you have any other questions about what we talked about, or just any questions about getting you here to Florida to make it the smoothest transition possible, again, we would love to hear from you. You can book a call with us using the link in the description below. You can call us directly, you can text us, email us, however you want to do it, but we make these videos to connect with you, our viewers. So if you have any real estate needs, particularly on the Treasure Coast of Florida, we would love to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching. Don't stop watching. We have playlists we're going to pop up right now. You can go into home tours, you can go into neighborhood tours, you can go into our talking head style videos. There's a ton of content for you to get to know Florida, and particularly the Treasure Coast. So thank you so much for watching, and until our next video, we'll see you next time.